That was terrible. That was like a very corny Target ad. I loved it. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Kyoko. I make weekly fashion videos, all that expensive, glorious stuff, but for cheaper. If that's what you're into, feel free to subscribe and let's roll. What you will need, it's really easy, so let me just lay it out to you real quickly. You need water, tie-dye, clothes, that's it. I repeat, water, tie-dye, clothes. And you probably want your clothes to be made of mostly natural fabrics too, like cotton, rayon, silk, you get my drive. And a tie-dye kit from Amazon is less than 20 bucks. And now we're rolling. Colors. Tie-dye is all about colors. This is really important. If you just chuck it all together without thinking, hoping that it's gonna look really good, but really it just turns out like this. A 6-year-old's version from summer camp. I looked really deep into what color combinations I adored, what would match with my wardrobe, what seasons were in color, and what fashion items I wanted that I could actually make myself, and really use that to guide them from a fun activity to clothes that will actually be stylish and look good. And the next most important thing to consider is clothes. I already mentioned before what fabrics you should be using to get the best results, but you also need to really consider the shape of the clothes. So I got this hoodie from Amazon Prime. It's by Hanes, I'm pretty sure. It's actually a men's hoodie. I wanted something that was really big and baggy and didn't have that feminine cut. I wanted to be able to swim in it and just like get lazy and sink into it. So this one was the best option and it was super affordable. I also got some tracky dackies and like a tracky dacky set from Misguided. They have really cheap sets, but they're not really good for the environment. It was hard. I really wanted to get something that was cheap and affordable, but still had that predominantly cotton fabric. I literally searched online for hours, and this was the only one I could find. So if you guys know any better brands, please let me know, because I was not crazy about buying clothes from a sweatshop. So yes. Next couple of things I got from Target. This man's shirts, blouse, I don't know what you call it. I couldn't find any female ones, which was really disappointing. But I think with these things, you also want to be able to swim in it a little bit as well, have that like baggy, this very chic look. It's predominantly cotton, which is great, and it's also a slim fit, a size medium, so I think this will be perfect. That'll be great. I also got this t-shirt. It was actually really hard to find decent t-shirts with predominantly cotton fabrics. And the thing with women's shirts, again, is that they always try to make them so feminine, like a low V-cut or, I don't know, like very like short kind of sleeves. And I wanted something like boxy. I'm a kind of tomboy, I guess, so I like the length of the sleeves, and the fabric is a bit thicker than the usual tee. That was really important to me as well. I didn't want to have it like really shitty fabric or like the wrinkly collars. No, would not be a fan. And lastly, a packet of 10 Hanes socks, because why not? I had so many color combinations that I wanted to explore. I wanted to see how they turned out, but not have to spend like all this money on clothes. So I'm just gonna experiment and see what colors I actually like. I also love colorful socks, like I'm addicted. They do have some grays. I'm not sure how that's gonna turn out. Same with the tracky dackies, I couldn't find any white. But I guess this is an experiment, so let's hope this goes according to plan. And with all the stuff, I'm just gonna dunk it into water so it's damp for the fun part, the tie-dye. Oh my gosh, you're in my shot.
Hey, what are you doing? Tie-dyeing, that's fantastic.
Oh my god.
I thought I was tie-dyeing with you. Do that?
Yeah, I know you want to do that. For the hoodie, I decided to go with these 3 colors. I wanted a hoodie that was a little bit girly, but also bold, and had some really fun colors. So I'm mixing some pale oranges, some lilac purples. These 2 colors I adore together, and the tiniest pop of red just for some flair. I knew that personally I wasn't going to be wearing a hoodie for any other reason than for comfort, especially an oversized baggy one. In fashion, if something is by rule generic, overly comfortable, not a fashionable item, the only way you can make it that way is by making it really freaking artistic. So I'm just trying to accomplish that with the colors. Also, something you've probably noticed me doing is scrunching up my hoodie randomly and putting on some elastics. There is so many designs and styles to tie-dye, so go do some research on which ones you like for specific colors and clothes. I'm doing just a random patchy looking one because it's just such a large piece of fabric. I didn't want too much going on. The centerpiece is still the colors. Once I'm done, I'm just gonna wrap this baby up and leave it for a very, very long time. Now I'm doing the tracksuit set. Because it's a two-piece set, I decided I wanted to match this with this season's trends. There've been so many gorgeous greens that I've been obsessed with, so instead of spending all my money on a piece of clothing with lots of green, I decided to just turn this outfit into a green one. Hopefully once I'm done, it's out of my system and I will be good. However, the green is very particular. It needs to be more muted and mature. Last thing I want is a forest green. I also decided, because the colors weren't too far apart on the scale, that I would do something a little fun, the striped method. I saw a set on Pinterest with a similar look and decided it was a good look. With this white tee, I decided with the black, yellow, and pink. Yellow and pink have always been such a cute combo, but adding the black gives it some more oomph. It's also a bit of a funky palette. I saw something similar on Johnny, I don't know. And who doesn't adore this brand? I combined that design with what I wanted my shirt to look like. I found this shirt from LCD, another store I adore, so I'm combining the style of tie-dye with my own flair, kind of killing two birds with one stone. Finally, I succumbed to this gorgeous tie-dye look and I'm going to copy it for my blouse. Pastel colors have definitely taken over my mind, and when it comes to purchases, I've definitely been swayed by clothing items with just plain freaking gorgeous color palettes. It's so important. This one is called an ice tie-dye, and it's definitely one of the more fun techniques to do. You're going to need some ice, and then we're just going to sprinkle all that color dye over the entire shirt. As I was saying, I bought these socks just to test out a bunch of different color combinations and I was dying to see how it would turn out. I'm just going to scrunch them up randomly. Because it's so small, I kind of don't care how the technique comes out. It's really the colors I'm living for. I also made this gorgeous little firecracker, not tie-dye exactly, but still dyeing using natural kitchen waste. Go to my Instagram and check out my IGTV to learn how to do it at Kyoko Yates. So after 6 to 8 hours, or just the next day, I had to rinse them all out until the dye was washed through, chuck them in the washing machine, and wait some more. But before I knew it, I did it! I did it! So this is how it turned out. A lot of my colors turned out very pale, pastel looking compared to how they looked originally. So keep that in mind as well. I bought mostly cotton fabrics, but the thing I'm realizing is that a lot of these clothing items may not always be telling the full truth. It's a good thing I adored the pastel palette though. The tracksuit turned out much brighter than I intended, but I felt like it was really saved by the grey tracksuit instead of a white one. The hoodie turned out the closest to the color I desired. The red not as bold, more pink, but such is life. The tee turned out a gazillion times fater than I originally thought it would. The black turned almost pale blue. I think that this is another example of more elastic and less cotton than I thought, but I don't exactly mind it. I have a feeling I could also tie-dye it again and maybe use more dye for stronger colors and see how it goes, but at the end of the day, I think it looked alright. I don't know what happened with the blouse. After placing it in the machine, it came out a completely different color. There is definitely an unpredictability about tie-dye when starting out, but this actually, I don't know, looked gorgeous regardless, so I'm not exactly sad. The socks, as you can see, had some cool colors, but one half is definitely predominantly cotton and the other half definitely polyester, so there is a very clear comparison of the difference the fabrics can make. So this is how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like more fashion content. I make fashion videos every Friday, and also let me know your thoughts. I reply to all the comments and love hearing what you guys have to say. Friendly reminder, here's my IG handle if you want to see how I made this gorgeous shirt, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!